I always thought I had everything. A loving husband who looked at me like I was the only woman in the world. An older son who was always by my side, sometimes moody, sometimes stubborn, but mine. And when the pregnancy test showed 2 lines, I felt like my happiness was finally complete. My husband laughed and spun me around the room, whispering how much he loved me. My son was surprised at first, but then he got excited. He even picked a name for the baby. Everything seemed perfect, or so I thought. The first warning signs appeared months later. My husband started coming home late, claiming work emergencies. Sometimes, he would step into another room to take calls. His morning smiles became forced, and in the evenings, he seemed more and more distant. Strangely enough, my son also started acting differently. He became more withdrawn, easily irritated, and his phone never left his hands. If before he would share everything with me, now he only gave short answers or avoided conversations entirely. I thought it was just teenage stuff. Maybe a first crush? I wondered. But something inside me refused to stay calm. That day, I decided to prepare a surprise dinner. I put on the prettiest dress that still fit my growing belly, cooked their favorite meals, and lit some candles. I wanted to bring back the warmth that was slowly fading from our home. But fate had other plans. As I was setting the table, I heard a message notification. My son's phone was lying on the couch, and the screen lit up. My eyes landed on it by accident. And that was the moment I saw the first sign that my perfect life had never really existed. I'll take a short pause. Let me know in the comments where you're listening from, if you've ever experienced something similar, or maybe you have your own secrets that no one knows about. I'd love to read your stories. And of course, don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss what happens next. Now, I continue. I stood there, holding a plate in my hands, when I saw that message. At first, I didn't think much of it, maybe just a joke. But something inside me tightened. I miss you, baby, and I'm waiting for you tonight. My fingers gripped the edge of the table. My heart pounded so hard, I thought the whole house could hear it. My son? Someone called him that? But he was always so shy. Could he have someone? I stepped closer, staring at the phone like it was Pandora's box. My breathing became heavy. Just look and calm down. But what I saw next made my hands go cold. I opened the chat, and my eyes skimmed through dozens of messages. They were odd. Too warm, too personal. And then I saw the photo. Not mine. Not a stranger's. My husband's photo. It took me a few seconds to realize what I was holding. The world stopped. Something inside me shattered. No. This can't be real. I stood frozen in the middle of the living room, feeling a chill run down my spine. They were texting. They were meeting up. My son called him darling. I covered my mouth with my hand to stop a scream. This was the moment my life split into before and after. But I knew one thing, I couldn't just accept this. I had to find out everything. And when I did, I was never the same again. I sat at the edge of the bed, staring at my phone. My head felt heavy, but my thoughts were crystal clear. You can't just scream. You can't just walk away. You have to do this your way. I picked up my phone and sent them both the same message, I have a surprise for you tonight. I didn't have to wait long. My husband replied almost immediately. What kind of surprise, love? My son, a minute later. Mom, what are you planning? I didn't reply. Instead, I took a long shower, washed away the trembling and the pain, picked the nicest dress that still fit my growing belly, and set the table. Candles, wine, their favorite dishes. Everything had to look normal. When they walked in, I greeted them with a smile. Come in, dinner is almost ready. They exchanged glances. They saw something in me, something different, but they didn't know what. I laughed, I joked, I told stories about our past, about how happy we used to be. They relaxed. My husband poured himself some wine, my son picked up his phone, checking something on social media. Everything was going according to plan. And then I took the final step. I picked up my phone, pressed a button, and turned the screen towards them. Don't you think we've been keeping too many secrets from each other? My husband looked at the screen, then at me. My son froze. What is this? My husband's voice shook. This is your secret. Or, should I say, not yours anymore. I watched their faces change. First, confusion, then understanding, like a knife cutting through them. My husband jumped up, his face red. You don't understand. My son went pale, his phone slipping from his hands. Mom. I looked at them in silence. I felt nothing anymore, no pain, no rage, no disappointment. Just emptiness. That night was the last time we were a family. But the biggest shock wasn't their excuses, or what they had to say. The biggest surprise was still ahead of me. Leave a comment and let me know what you think about this story. Have you ever experienced anything similar? Your opinion is very important to me, and I read every comment with great interest. I appreciate each and every one of you, and your words give me the motivation to keep sharing these stories. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the like button so you don't miss new thrilling stories. And write the phrase, "Sometimes the truth changes everything," in the comments so I know you watched until the end. Wishing you a great day and only pleasant surprises in life.